My theme this week is false flags. Now, false flags are many and varied. But in this monologue here tonight, I'm only going to mention the verified, declassified ones that the government actually acknowledges. Everything I'm about to say is 100% true, based on declassified military documents, and our old friend Google will take you to a great many resources on any of these. All you got to do is type it into the search bar. Please don't ask me to do your research for you. These are all verified, I promise you. If you don't believe me, go to Google, type it in the search bar, and you will find out for yourself. Let me get started. We're going to start way back in the 50s. All right, hopefully we're going to take this back in time, because this has been going on for a long time, guys. So, the CIA admits openly, look it up, that they hired Iranians in the 50s to pose as communists and stage bombings in Iran in order to turn the country against its democratically elected prime minister. In 1960, American Senator George Smathers suggested that the U.S. launch a false flag attack on Guantanamo Bay, which would give us the excuse of actually fomenting a fight, which would then give us the excuse to go in and overthrow Castro. Then I hope so anyway, we all know about the Gulf of Tonkin incident when Johnson was on TV talking about our boys were floating in the water. Never happened, but it allowed him to escalate the war. And he used it, and he stood there on TV and made it up, and he even tried to cry. And it was ridiculous and disgusting, but, you know, whatever. So, now we'll skip ahead to the 60s. Well, no, we already mentioned the 60s. We're still in the 60s. Let's go to 62. Operation Northwoods. Admitted by the U.S. government, declassified documents show that in 1962, the American Joint Chiefs of Staff signed off on a plan to blow up an American airplane using an elaborate plan of switching off the airplanes in the sky, and also to commit terrorist acts on American soil and then blame it on the Cubans in order to justify an invasion of Cuba. Look it up. You can Google any of this, okay? All right, the United States Army 1994 publication, Special Forces Foreign Internal Defense Tactics, Techniques, and Procedures for Special Forces, recommends employing terrorists and using false flag operations to destabilize leftist regimes in Latin America. False flags attacks were carried out in Latin America and other regions as part of the CIA's dirty wars. Similarly, a CIA psychological operation manual prepared by the CIA contractor for the Nicaraguan Contra rebels noted the value of assassinating someone on your own side to create a martyr for the cause. The manual was authenticated by the U.S. government. The manual received so much publicity from the Associated Press, Washington Post, and other news outlets that during the 1984 presidential debate, the candidates had to discuss it live on TV. All right, now let's skip ahead to my favorite. This is just my pet one. I love this one. It was the one that really opened my eyes, 9/11. Now, you don't want to get on board with the 9/11 story, and tonight's show's not about that anyway, so let's just talk about how the U.S. government used 9/11. The U.S. falsely blamed Iraq for playing a role in the 9/11 attacks, as shown by a memo from the Defense Secretary, and as one of the main justifications for launching the Iraq War. Even after the 9/11 Commission admitted there was no connection, Dick Cheney said that the evidence is overwhelming that Al-Qaeda had a relationship with Hussein's regime. I can't say that damn word. The truth is, the Al-Qaeda hated Saddam, and Saddam was brutal to terrorists. Anyways, let's get back to this. It's why Iraq is the fucking quagmire it is today, that we overthrew Saddam. Because those fuckers, Saddam was a bad guy. Again, not defending the dude, but them motherfuckers were afraid of him. Okay, anyways. So Dick Cheney said the evidence was overwhelming about Al-Qaeda, and that they probably had information unavailable to the commission, you know, and that the media was not doing their homework in reporting such ties. Top U.S. government officials admit that the Iraq War was really launched for oil, not 9/11 or weapons of mass destruction. And despite previous lone wolf claims, many U.S. government officials now say that 9/11 was state-sponsored terror. But Iraq was not the state which backed the hijackers. Many U.S. officials have even alleged that 9/11 was a false flag operation by rogue elements of the U.S. government. But such a claim is beyond the scope of this discussion. We're not going to get to that today. We'll do a whole 9/11 one. There will be no extra side ones on 9/11 day. I love 9/11. That's my favorite. It's so fucking obvious once you start breaking it down. But anyways, I digress. So as you can see, false flags are not weird. They're not anything new, and they've always been used by our military-industrial complex. They are standard operating procedure. It's a fact. It's how we get things done. It's how we go to war. It's how we justify everything that we've ever done. It's always what we've used. False flags. All right, that's my monologue. Now it's you guys' turn. What would y'all like to discuss? The music was too loud, Trevor. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. You know what? Trial and error. Trial and error. We will turn that off, okay? I didn't know. See, that's the problem with reading this. Lisa has told me already that I need to figure out a way to not be reading it, and so that I can see what you're saying. And that would be why right there. So Lisa, you're right. I'll have to figure that out, because reading it doesn't allow me to see things like that the music was too loud. Now I feel bad. Okay, now the music is down. Is it better now? The music is down now, guys. Is it better? All right, I'm going to go ahead and assume that it is, because it's barely on now. It's your turn. So that was my monologue. My monologue is now over. Why don't you guys let me know what's on your mind? And I apologize again for the music. I'm so sorry. I am learning as I go. Hopefully it gets better next week and we won't have that problem. What would y'all like to discuss? This is your part of the show. I'm done talking. So I am going to sit here and light a cigarette and wait for you to start asking me questions or bring up conversations that you want to talk about. My part's over. This is your part. So what do you want to talk about? Anything at all. Anything at all. Nothing's off limits. You want to talk about a different conspiracy theory? You agree with me about 9/11, Helen? What's the conspiracy theory with Bernie, or you just want to talk about Bernie? Bernie, wait a minute. Conspiracy about Bernie or just about Bernie? Do you guys just want to talk about Bernie, or is there a conspiracy about Bernie? Because this show's conspiracy theories and chill. We could talk about Bernie, because like I said, it's your turn. But is it a conspiracy about Bernie, guys, that you want to talk about, or is it just Bernie? Oh, Bernie's live right now? Okay, go ahead and go watch Bernie, guys. I'm going to finish my show. If you got to leave to watch Bernie, I understand. I understand. If I knew Bernie was speaking, I probably would have researched this. No, Helen, are you talking about all the weird stuff they're doing in Antarctica? No. But Antarctica is super weird, guys. I mean, you should look into it. They are doing all kinds of missions at the South Pole. Now, somebody should be wondering why. We don't waste money like that. We waste money, but not like that. Oh, Luke says he's talking with Elizabeth Warren. Oh, you know what? Then you can miss it. Just stay right where you are. Okay, so let's see. Oh yeah, Jane and the college money? Oh my God, shut the fuck up. Are you talking about that? Jane Sanders worked for a college in their financial department, and some money's missing from that college. I fucking guarantee you Jane Sanders doesn't have that money. Shut the fuck up with that. You know what? They'll try to destroy people any way they can. They don't give a fuck about lying and misusing information. Jane Sanders didn't steal no fucking money. You're crazy. She's a doctor. She's very smart. She makes enough money. Trust me. I've seen their house. They still have a VCR VHS combo. They ain't worried about being rich. And you know what you want to talk about that house they got after the primaries? That was from a death in Jane's family. It was left to her. So shut the fuck up about that too. Oh yeah, Lisa. No. I know you were agreeing with me. Yeah. That's fake as hell. It's fake as hell. Oh, Lisa. No, that's crazy fake. Jane didn't steal any money from that college. Fuck you. You can sell that shit somewhere else. We're all stocked up on crazy over here. Dude, Dave, I stay away from the mainstream media. This is your media right here. Guys like me. That's your media now. I'm sorry, but it is. And I'm going to do my best job to give you something worth watching, but we're all you got now. And if you guys don't defend that neutrality, you won't have us anymore. Then you'll only have that fake shit. It'll be Big Brother for real. It'll be 1984 for real. So right now, you got to support guys like me. And you can do that through Patreon and PayPal. And if I was on my fucking computer, but I can't because I crashed it doing my show for you guys, doing that story, My computer hasn't worked since. And don't tell me that they didn't put a virus on my computer. You know what? Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I sure did. Because that's what I think happened. I did a story about a murder. And my computer crashed and hasn't worked right ever since. The live feed crashed and my computer's shot. Okay. So yeah, you can support me on Patreon, and I'll put the link on it later when I get a chance. I'm on the phone right now. And you can also give me small donations through PayPal. And I hate to beg like that, but I'm not begging. These are shows. I do a show for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And like I said, stay away from the MSN. Like Dave said, stay away from the mainstream media. You tune in to guys like me, but you got to support us. And you got to defend net neutrality. You got to defend your rights, and you got to support us, and you'll have media. It's just going to be media that you support and that we make for you. Like this. All right, let's see what people are saying now. I'm done begging. So they're reeking in desperation. Oh, hell yeah, Helen. They are. You know, there's been a mass awakening on a level I never thought I'd see. People are waking up. Slowly. Not enough, but slowly. More than I thought I'd ever see. I said not enough because it's going to take a lot more of us awake to do something about all this. But, fuck, there's a lot coming along, you know. I'm kind of proud. I honestly never thought it would happen. I never did. I hate to say that, but, you know, people in America are so fucking brainwashed, and we're made so comfortable, and we never question shit, and we got so much entertainment that we just accept most things. It's sad, but we do. It's really kind of pathetic, honestly. But, you know, hey, it's by design, and it's from years and years and years of studying human nature. They know what we're doing. There's a huge operation out to get you fuckers, man. It's really hard to wake up, but there's a lot of people doing it, which is amazing. That's amazing. I never thought I'd see it. You know, 9/11 shook me to reality, like I told you a little while ago, and after that, once you wake up, you fucking start going down the rabbit hole, your life is ruined. It's ruined, because you walk around and it's exactly like wearing the glasses from They Live. It's exactly like that. You know, John Carpenter was on some next level shit with They Live. It's a B movie, but watch it. If you haven't seen it, Roddy Piper gets these glasses, and when he puts them on, he can see the world for what it really is. Everything's exposed, you know? And you can see the people that really control things. And you should watch it. It's an old movie, it's a B movie, but, I mean, it's got Roddy Piper as the star. John Carpenter made it, though. John Carpenter's a good movie maker. This is way before he was big. So check it out. It's like a documentary. Helen says it's a great movie. It really is. It's not a bad movie. Don't think it's bad because of Roddy Piper. It's John Carpenter movie. And John Carpenter is a good director. So watch it. You will love it. Any truther will love it. But he was on some next level shit with that movie. John Carpenter, you know, there's predictive programming on both sides. These people in the industry, they know things. On the inside in Hollywood, they know things. And They Live, that was John Carpenter's wink, wink, wink moment. You know, like The Matrix movies are like that too. That's another wink, wink moment. Because they're in your face with that shit. You do live in a matrix. Not in the literal sense, but everything around you is fucking fake and designed, and you are controlled to the T. Unless you're awake, like us. Whoever watches this show, unless you're here by accident, is fucking woke as fuck. Either that or your cognitive dissonance is firing off right now so bad that your fucking head might explode. Alright. Actually, Robert says, sure, a computer tech-savvy person can help you load a virus killer app on your computer. Are you that tech-savvy person, Robert? I need that. My computer's useless now. It's fucking useless now. And I never had a problem with it. So maybe it's unrelated to the fact that now I do journalism and activism online, and I do reports on the DNC and Seth Rich and these murders. Maybe that's unrelated, because I'm nobody. I'm nobody. Not yet, anyway. But all I can tell you is my computer stopped working right after that story on the air. During that live feed, when they crashed my live feed, my computer stopped working, and it still don't work. I still get about a 65% success rate on my damn computer. But as I'm saying that, it just now let me load my Facebook page. So I am about to add my plugs. I'm about to add that fancy plug I wrote up for you guys, how you can support our shows. Hopefully this works. And let me try to load this. Okay, I think that worked. So that's how you can support my shows right there. You use that if you want to, if you can support us. If not, clicking that share button supports me. Hitting like supports me. Sharing my stuff supports me. All of that free stuff, that supports me too. And I appreciate anything and everything you guys want to do for me. I want to do these shows for you. I want you to like them. I'm not leaving, Robert. Don't worry. Show's still going. We still got time. It's only been 23 minutes. This is you guys' part, though. So let me go back and see what you're saying. Let's see here. Lisa says, back before 9/11, ABC was doing a report about Desert Storm. The anchor said that they still hadn't found about WMDs, and a voice in my mind said it was about oil. Yeah, it was. And Afghanistan is about poppy fields. And we've been there for 16 years. And they say that the drug supply out of Afghanistan has never been better. The U.S. is the largest drug dealers on the fucking planet. War on drugs, my fucking fat ass. All right, Helen says, Chris Carter used to get visits from the Men in Black on X-Files set wanting to know where he got certain info. No shit. Putin talks about the Men in Black. Lisa says, I was still asleep when that happened. Oh. Me too. You talking about 9/11? That's what woke me up. Alright, that's me. That's nothing. Robert says no. Dave says the Green Party is part of the system. We are controlled by psychopaths. You know, more and more I'm starting to believe that the Green Party ain't on the up and up. You call me crazy if you want to. Maybe I am. I might be. But I think that the Green Party is kind of, something's wrong with that. Something's off there. You know, I gave Jill a big chance. I want to like Jill. But I've watched like her last 3 or 4 live feeds, and I watched the Jamu talk the last 2 times. And these are 2 very smart, very, very smart people. Now you want to talk about Bernie downplaying the election rigging? These 2 motherfuckers are downplaying the fact that they are lying to you. You can't vote your way out of this third party. They both know for a fact that they are not involved in any debates. They are not on the ballot without fighting it. They got to fight their way onto the ballot. And even when they're on the ballot, they both for a fact fucking know that they don't count those votes. So both of those people are lying to you bare minimum. And they're very smart people, so don't tell me they don't know about it. There's only 2 parties recognized in this country. Don't lie to me, Green Party. You know that. Come on, Jill. Tell the truth. Tell your people that they need election reform. And if you don't fight for paper ballots, if you don't fight for a hand-counted paper ballot system, and if you don't know what that is, look it up. We're fucked. You stay on these machines. There is no Green Party, Jill. There is no Green Party, Ajamu. Tell the truth. I'm sorry. I noticed the like stopped, but it's fucking true what I just said. Until you address election reform, there is no Green Party. There's no Libertarian Party. There's no People's Party. There's no Green Elephants Party. The only 2 people that'll be on that ballot that will fucking matter is the D and the R. And if you won't vote for the D, you will get the R. And neither one of them gives a fuck about you. So you better start supporting progressives that run Democratic. Do not vote for Hillary Clinton. Don't vote for Joe Biden. Don't vote for Elizabeth Warren. Vote for true progressives. And even if they have a fucking D next to their name, because those are the only 2 that are going to get any votes anyway. So the D and the R. You vote D or R. You're going to get one of those. You guys want to turn your back and Dem exit and not participate and don't want to help Bernie? Then you're going to get R. Every fucking time. And you won't like that neither. Are we happy now? No. No, we're not. So let me see what anybody else is saying. I got off on a tangent there. The Greens upset me. And Green Party members, not all of them, but some of them, the trolls, the vicious ones, y'all are driving away voters at a massive rate. You want to get noticed as a third party? Fix your politics. Let's see. Dave says Washington, D.C. is not part of the United States. They don't take orders from the people. They fucking sure as hell don't. And until we take it back, they won't. And if we don't take it back, we won't be able to take it back. Has anybody said anything else? Let's see. No, nobody said anything else. So let's see. I was talking about false flags tonight. Now, you know, they make that term. They love terms. False flag is, like I showed you, it's a normal thing. Something we've always used. The military-industrial complex has always used false flags to advance their agenda, and they always will use false flags to advance their agenda. False flags are normal and used commonly. The CIA, that's almost their entire fucking purpose and game. Come on now, guys. You know, these people that shit all over us and tell us this stuff is crazy, don't they realize we have a whole agency that's their only job? All right, Lisa says we can't continue under this regime. There's only, I can't say that word. I gotta work on regime. All right, so Lisa says they can't under this regime. There's only one party, the right wing and the left wing, but they're on the same bird. They are, and that's why you vote people. People. Don't tell me Bernie's a part of that bird. You know, people like Bernie. There are people like Bernie. There's people like Josh up and running against Elizabeth Warren. There are good people that haven't been corrupted yet. Now we get them in there and we help them stay uncorrupted and we help them stay honest, because the lobbyists are going to be right at their door. The minute you get Josh elected over Elizabeth Ford, lobbyists will show up in droves to fucking try to corrupt Josh. So we got to be there and keep Josh strong and help Josh remember why he's doing this. A democratic system requires the involvement of the people. When the people aren't involved, you get what we have right now, which is as far from a democracy as you can fucking get. It's fake now. And that's because we stopped being involved. You want a democracy, you have to be involved. They ain't gonna give you shit. You gotta demand and fight for it. That's the only way anything ever gets done, and that's what Bernie told us too. Bernie never said he was gonna save the day. He said we had to do it. And it's just as true then as it is when he said it, and he said it about 1,000 times. All right, Trevor says, thoughts on World War III with Russia, China, and North Korea? That's where we're heading. Yeah, there was a general a long time ago, right around 9/11. I don't remember his name. But he read off a whole list of what countries we were going to go to war with, and we haven't varied from that list. And the ones that are left to go to war with are China, I think, China, North Korea, and Iran, that we haven't or already at war with. So, and Team B of World War III. World War III is going to be basically us, what? Well, let's see. Who would it be? Us, the UN, mostly the UN forces, us and Britain, against the world. But basically, Team B is going to be Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, Syria. Who am I leaving out? That whole group, that's Team B against the rest of us. So, and those terrorists, they work for us. That's part of us. They are infiltrated in. Not that there's not real terrorists, but ISIS is not real terrorism. That ISIS is us. ISIS is us and Mossad. CIA and Mossad. Okay, not us, but CIA. CIA, Mossad, that's ISIS. You know, that's where they get their trucks and their flags and their branding from, is CIA and Mossad. Now, there are real terrorists, but ISIS is used... It's fucking complicated, but you know what I'm talking about. Most of the people here know what I'm talking about. It's just ISIS is fucking fake. Not fake. They're really killing people. They really do things, but they do it on our behalf. We give them their marching orders. Us and Mossad. All right, so Lisa says Trump wants to break China. Trump is a puppet. Trump may not have been a puppet when he first got elected, but he is now. He's completely on board now. I wouldn't expect anything out of Trump. Nothing. Nothing. Lisa, I'm telling you, don't put no hope on Trump. Mark my words. Trump's a puppet. Trump is fully on board now. I guarantee it. They've trained him. He's done. You know, I've heard that the men in black show up when you're president and they explain to you how things work. That's what Putin says. Putin says that when you're elected in the United States or anywhere really that's under the control of the New World Order agenda, that the men in black come and see you and they explain to you how things work. Now, that's already happened for Trump. Trump's on board. You will get nothing out of Trump. No politician can save you. Nobody can. Bernie can't save you. We have to save ourselves. We have to rise up en masse and save ourselves. I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about participation in the democracy. Protest voting, making noise, using your voice. You don't have to throw a single rock. I'm not calling for violence, but you have to rise up. You have to participate. If you're not willing to participate, then you're not willing to do any of this. And that's what they're counting on. That's what you've been trained for. You've been trained to only think about your household, not even your neighbor. So you're not involved. You don't get involved. But you have to. If you don't, you just get more of what we have right now. So Dave says Vatican City is the root cause of the world's problems. It was no accident that the Pope came to Congress before this election. I want to do a whole show on the Catholic Church. Rome never died, okay? Rome never died. It's called the Vatican now. And I will get into more of why I say that. The Roman Empire never died. The Roman Empire actually has a hold on the entire world. The Roman Empire is Vatican City. They changed their name. They rebranded. Because the Catholic Church has always had a hold on the Roman Empire. So basically, okay, the Roman Empire was basically ran by the Catholic Church. I told that story wrong. And now the Catholic Church basically runs the world through the Vatican. The Pope is a lot more powerful than people understand, than most people understand. The Pope is a world leader. An important world leader. A world leader with probably more power than the President of the United States even, or any president. You know, think about every world leader bows down to the Pope. Think about that. Think about that. Every one of them, every single one of them bows down to the Pope. No matter what religion they are, every single one of them bows to the Pope. So think about that. The Catholic Church, there's a lot there. There's 2 shows there. All right, Lisa says, do you think that the Men in Black visited Bernie when he went to the White House? Something happened at the White House. Whether it was Obama telling Bernie that, hey, look, I think this was as serious as it got, Lisa, if you want to hear what I really think. I think Obama told Bernie exactly what was going to happen and that there was no way around it. I think Obama sat Bernie down and he said, Bernie, we've made our decision and Hillary's going to be the nominee. I'm going to need you to endorse her. And Bernie said, well, I've told my constituents that I won't do that, that I'm not going to do that I'm taking it all the way to the convention. And Obama probably said, you know what, Bernie, take it to the convention, but you endorse her right before. And, you know, we're not going to let you put up a fight. Don't you think for a second that we're going to let you put up a floor fight at the convention. You're not going to embarrass us at the convention. What we'll do is we'll throw out your supporters. It doesn't matter that every one of your delegates will get there. We know they will. We know they will. Every one of your delegates will be there, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter that they're going to win the vote count at the breakfast. It's not going to matter because at the convention, and even though we're telling you this right now, Bernie, your mouth's going to drop open when we start doing it. But when the first state gets up to read their delegate count, they're going to announce her as the next president of the United States. And your mouth is going to drop open out of disbelief, even though I just told you that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, Bernie. No matter what the fuck you do. Don't go fight. If you go fight, we will ruin you. And if he'd have done that, Lisa, if he'd have done that, if he'd have went green, that's when the Men in Black would have went and saw Bernie and they would have told him, no, don't do this. And if he wouldn't have listened to them, they would have put another hole in his head. They would have opened a new hole in his head and killed him. Now, that's the end game if you're mad at Bernie for not going green and fighting the man. Fuck the man, right? You know, Bernie, do it all on your own, Bernie. Were there millions of us in D.C.? Did millions of us show up in Philly? No. So Bernie didn't have an army. Don't you tell me you wanted that man to fight. You wanted that man to die. All right, so now Chris says the Pope has the keys to the Ark of the Covenant. The Pope has a lot of shit. Oh my God. Do we need to do some time on the Catholic Church here, guys? Does everybody want to talk about the Catholic Church? We'll do it. It's what, 9:37? We'll do it. We can go 90 minutes. Chris says, do you think the federal judge for the DNC lawsuit will be corrupted? Absolutely, I do. I do. I do. He's in a weird spot, though, because what's his verdict going to be? How does a judge handle this case? Do you stand up and tell the American people that, yes, the DNC cheated because they openly admit that they did? So now he has to use that. He has to go off of that. He has to make a verdict and say, no, voting does not matter. Can you imagine being in that position as a judge? He either has to side with the people. Maybe they'll do that. Maybe they'll settle out of court because that judge would have to decide that, no, voting does not matter. He would have to make that verdict. A fucking judge would have to admit that voting doesn't matter, that it's all theatrics. Now, unless they want to do that, they're going to have to settle. They might kill him, Lisa. If they don't have him on board, you might be right. They might kill him. But you know what would be the smartest thing for them to do? And I can't believe they haven't done it yet. Is just settle. Is Jared Beck not willing to settle? I can't believe they haven't offered to pay us whatever we want. Maybe Jared's not willing to settle. Maybe he wants that verdict. Do we want that verdict? Is that what it is? We want the judge to have to say voting is just theatrics? Is that what we are looking for? Or does anybody know? Or is Jared looking for money? Or is he looking for that? Jared said they won't settle, Chris says. Holy shit. Well, then the judge is going to have to admit that voting doesn't matter, or he's going to have to give the money to the people and award a settlement, because the DNC has already admitted that they rigged the primary, and they've already said that they've said plainly that they did, and they've also said plainly that that's just the way they've always done things, and it doesn't matter. So that's their opinion, that they can pick whoever they want. Jared Beck said that they could go back to the days of smoking cigars and just picking anybody they want. They don't even need to have a convention, so why did we vote? Why did we raise all that money? Why did we raise, what was it? How much did we raise for Bernie? Why did we do all that? If voting doesn't matter, why did I spend all my time volunteering, and why did all of us do that? If voting is only theatrics, that's the position this judge is in now. I wouldn't want to be in that position. On one side, you got people that'll kill you if you tell the truth. On the other side, you got to tell the American people that voting doesn't matter. You know, and it doesn't until we fix it. Until we fix it, it doesn't matter. If we don't push for election reform, everything else is bullshit. You don't fix these rigged elections, then nothing else. You can't vote your way out of anything in a rigged election. All right. It's to raise money, Lisa says. So I'm surprised they didn't settle, just to avoid having to say things like, oh yeah, we rigged the primary. Oh yeah, we always pick whoever we want. And that's the way we've always done it. Oh yeah, our bylaws are just suggestions. We don't have to follow those. These are all things that their lawyers have said in court. They openly admit they rigged the primary. It's not even up for debate anymore. Even though we all already knew that. Bernie won and Bernie's the rightful president. And they admitted in court. And I say Bernie's the rightful president because I don't think there's anybody that can prove to me that Bernie wouldn't have mopped the fucking floor with Donald Trump. Bernie would have beat Donald Trump so bad that Donald Trump would have probably quit before the election. He would have embarrassed and humiliated that man, and we all know it, and he would have done it with class. Bernie Sanders is the rightful president, and you know what? Other world leaders know that shit. When he talks, other world leaders know that shit. They know that's our rightful president. Dave says they want anger in the streets to bring in martial law. This is the time for total control. And Dave is absolutely right, guys. Those FEMA camps are already ready for us. And the second that it starts to be apparent that they've lost control, they will install martial law, and they will start rounding the ones of us like me who got big fucking mouths and are troublemakers. They're going to put us in those camps. That's what they're for. Oh, hell, and me too. Bernie would have made Trump look so fucking stupid, Trump would have quit. I promise you. Once Bernie and Trump were the only candidates, Trump would have quit. Trump was the first one to say thank you. I did not want to run against Bernie. Bernie would have embarrassed Trump. Bernie would have beat Trump so bad the whole fucking map would have been blue. It would have been epic. And that's what should have happened. And we all know that for a fucking fact now, shilsters. It's an admitted fact. So any Hillary supporter that wants to tell you that she beat Bernie fair and square, they can't say that shit no more because it's court documents will prove otherwise in their own words. In the DNC's own words. Bernie Sanders is your rightful president, and the DNC gave you Hillary and fucked you, and then they gave you Donald Trump as a result. Swallow that shit, diehard blue motherfuckers. Bernie Sanders was your rightful nominee, and Bernie Sanders would have beat Donald Trump. So suck on them eggs when they try to throw Joe Biden at you, because we ain't vote for him either. So if you want Trump to get a second term, support Joe Biden. I'm telling you now, we ain't going to support him. You get on board with who we support or you'll get another Donald Trump. We will do this again. Because the presidency don't fucking matter anyway. So we'll throw it away again. You will get another 4 years of Trump. You try to run Joe Biden or somebody else crooked, some establishment shill like Cory Booker. over Bernie or whoever runs, Tulsi or Nina or whoever runs for us and wins, because they will win, because there's more of us. Bernie beat her really bad, and Bernie was a senator from Vermont that hardly anybody had ever heard of. So when we pick our next person, you fuck us again, you're going to get 4 more years of Trump. But in the meantime, we as progressives have to fucking fill up that bottom. We got to take back the Senate. You got to support your local progressive candidate, even if they have a D by their name. And then we keep them honest once we get them in there. Like I've explained before, politics is only a small part of what we do. But you cannot take your ball and go home. If you don't want to play that 15%, the 85% of protesting and activism doesn't even matter. You got to play the politics too. That's where they make the laws at, okay? All right, so Dave says Trump knew he was chosen, and so did his friend Hillary. Trump knew that he was chosen? Trump wasn't chosen. Hillary was chosen. Hillary was supposed to be the president. I guarantee you that on election night, Donald Trump was the most surprised person in the room. Hillary was supposed to win. That's why you had Barack laughing on TV and saying that there's no way to rig an American election. And that's why you had Trump already preparing his I knew I was going to lose speech. They thought that they had it in the bag. And both parties rigged their election. Both parties rig elections, guys. Republicans and Democrats. And the Republicans did a better job. And they caught everybody by surprise. And it's including Donald Trump. I guarantee you, including Donald Trump. I watched his acceptance speech, and the man looked like he just got hit with a frying pan. I saw him in the office with Obama, and he looked so confused. You could see it on his face, like, what in the fuck do I do with this? I wanted to write a book and tell everybody I got fucked over. And be a star and be famous forever, and all my people would always be like, Trump, you tried so hard, I know you did, and now I'm president, I gotta do this shit now? Trump is not in on it. Trump didn't know, and Trump was the most surprised person in the room. I put my reputation on it. Hillary was supposed to win. Enough of us didn't vote. We called their bluff. We were playing chicken. They were playing chicken, and we were playing chicken. The voter turnout was so low that they're rigging for Hillary, which I think the way they rigged for Hillary was they flipped the green votes to Hillary, and maybe the Libertarian too, flipped those votes to Hillary, and probably had her on like a 1.25%, for votes. But we didn't show up, and Republicans always fucking show up. Always. Republicans always vote. Those motherfuckers always have an I voted sticker. So that's how Trump won. That's exactly how Trump won. We stayed home. We did what we said we were going to do. They didn't think we'd do that, and that's how you got President Trump. Now they know we're not bluffing, so next time they'll rig it harder. So like I said, if you don't fix election reform, then none of this matters, okay? None of it. None of it. Sorry, my phone just fell. Yeah, none of it's going to matter if you don't do any election reform. None of it. Okay, so Helen says the wheels on the bus go thump, thump, thump as Dems keep throwing people under it. They haven't learned a thing, right, Helen? I mean, Bernie's even coming out against them now because even he can't tell them. They won't listen. Even his buddy Chuck Schumer. They all just won't fucking listen. I'm thinking by the way Bernie's talking, I don't know if you guys read the last thing he wrote about how the Democrats have lost sight. I think Bernie's really considering that People's Party bid. I really do. Just read between the lines. Look up that article about Bernie. He's talking about the Democrats. It's recent. It's a recent Bernie Sanders article. I don't remember the title, but read between the lines in that article. He's given up on them. He's slowly giving up on them. And that's the way he wants to go because like I told you, there's only 2 parties in this country. If he goes People's Party, that's going to be a lot more work. It's going to be a lot harder. And we're going to have to really help him. But I think he's losing faith in them to do the right thing. I honestly do. Read that article. All right, Helen says she stole write-ins for Bernie, too. That was obvious when she won Vermont. She fucking won Vermont? I didn't remember that. She did, didn't she? Yeah. They rigged the shit out of it, guys. Trump was supposed to lose, though. We didn't show up. We did our part, and they got Trump. That's how it happened. And that's when Obama changed his story right quick, didn't he? Now you can rig an election, and Russia did it. Even though WikiLeaks showed us that the CIA maps themselves out as Russia, they always leave a footprint of Russia. You can leave a footprint of whoever you want, Did anybody see Putin make Megyn Kelly look like a fucking fool with that information? That everybody should know that it's the computer age and hackers can make things look however they want? And WikiLeaks has already shown us that the CIA disguises themselves as Russia. It's all a game, guys. It's all a game. It's all a game. We're just players in the game, except we know what's going on. So we need to explain to other people what's going on so we can use our numbers. Our numbers are our strength. Divided we conquer. United we win. Separated and like we are broken into little groups, we will lose and lose and lose and lose. If we don't learn to put our little differences aside and join arms and unite, we have no power. We cannot do shit, and we should just admit that and go find another thing to do with our time. Alright, Helen says leave Russian fingerprints, take the cannoli. Alright, let's see. We got anything else? Anybody else saying anything? Chris says their rigging backfired on them. Exactly. Yeah, it did. It did. And it did because we held our ground. Do you think they really thought we were going to hold our ground? No, they thought we were a bunch of crybabies. Oh, Bernie or Buzz. You'll come around. No, we fucking won't. You're not going to scare us with a Trump presidency. Fuck that. Give us that moron. He doesn't know what he's doing. Hillary knows what she's doing. And Trump's done all the same shit Hillary was going to do. There's your key right there. That's how you know that Trump is establishment. That's how you know that they've trained their new dog. Everything Hillary wanted to do that we didn't want her to do, so far Trump has done it all. Every bit of it. And he hasn't put her in jail or investigated her. You still think he's anti-establishment? I just lit the wrong end of my cigarette. You ever done that? That was fucking nasty as hell. But see, that's what I get for wearing sunglasses. That's the expense of being cool. You know, you wear the sunglasses and you can't see. They forgot to rig the Electoral College, Helen says. Yeah, you notice how they're all coming out against that now, too? Even Al Gore was on TV talking about, we gotta get rid of the Electoral College. Yeah, because you just found out you can't rig that shit. This stuff usually always goes like they want it to go. We were the only variable this year. I want you guys to really think about that. The Bernie or Bust movement was the only variable. And we held our ground and we did what we said we were going to do. And I know a lot of people in red states or blue states that voted Trump just to fuck Hillary. We stayed united on that one thing and we gave them President Trump. Now we got to fix it. We got to fix it. And like I said, we can't fix it at the presidential level, but the president doesn't mean much anyway. I don't even think if Bernie Sanders was president that he could stop a lot of things. You know, he could maybe get more done that we want, but, you know, we would not stop going to war. So, you know what? Stop shitting on Bernie for voting for war when he does vote for it, because he can't stop that shit. So sometimes in politics, you have to play game. His game is in politics. Our game is on the streets. His game is dirty. Our game can be 100% moral. We can take the high ground. Sometimes in politics, you have to get your hands dirty. And if they're going to do something anyway, why not slide a vote across just to make them think, oh, but yeah, Bernie plays ball. The man cannot be a saint. He's not a saint. Stop trying to make him a saint and a demagogue. That's how we got our feelings hurt in the first place. He's only one man. He's not a superhero. He's not going to rip off his shirt and show you a giant ass or some shit. He's just a man, just a senator from Vermont that spreads truth and talks about the oligarchy, and I've never seen any other politician do either of those things. So I love Bernie Sanders. Okay, other than TPP, I don't know what that means, Robert. Was Bernie for the TPP? I don't think he was. Maybe he was. I think I remember him saying he wasn't, though. All right, does anybody else have anything that they want to talk about before we wrap up tonight's show? We're almost at an hour. Anybody else got anything they want to say? I'll give you guys a few more seconds. You know, maybe people want to keep going, but we've almost hit an hour. So if we're done here, we'll go ahead and start to wrap up. Anybody else got anything they want to say tonight? All right, well, I'm going to put my plug down here one more time. This is how you can support our show, guys. We're 100% crowdfunded, and I need your donations to support my show. So if you can donate, go ahead and donate with those links. If you can't, just hit share, invite your friends, tell 3 people about me. That's free, and it helps me a lot. Grow my audience. Tell people to follow me on Facebook. Robert says, no, you said Trump did all of Hillary's things. I said not TPP. You're right, Robert. That one he did do. But you know what? They're already talking about remodifying that, and he's on board with it. So, all right, Lisa says Top was bad, Bernie was against it. TOTPP. Yeah, I thought so too, Lisa. So does anybody else want to say anything? I'm going to do my other plug while I wait to see if anybody else wants to talk tonight. On July 10th, I have a vigil for Seth Rich. Not just me, they're nationwide. I keep saying it like it's my thing. It's nationwide. There's nationwide candlelight vigils for Seth Rich on July 10th. I am hosting one at the Capitol Building in Jefferson City, but there should be one in your area. If there's not and you're interested in hosting a vigil, get with me on Facebook Messenger and I will tell you how to do it. I will put you with the right people to get that done. So I'm going to do one more plug while I wait and see if anybody has anything else they want to talk about tonight. The last plug is going to be I do a show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do this show on Mondays, every Monday at 9 p.m. Central, and every one of these shows is on at 9 p.m. Central. Every one of the shows I'm about to tell you about, we do at 9 p.m. Central, right here on my Facebook page. We have this show on Mondays, Conspiracy Theories and Chill. On Wednesdays, we have Yankee Rants. And on Fridays, we have my main show, The Yankee Show, which is a news and comedy show, kind of like a daily show. At the end of every show, though, we have a section like this where we talk. You know, we hang out and I talk to you guys. At the beginning of every show, though, I do a monologue. So on Wednesday night at 9, I'll do Yankee Rants and I'll do a rant. My monologue will be a rant. I rant on a specific topic for about 10 minutes and then we talk for as long as we want to go. I usually shoot for about an hour with all my shows. So I noticed nobody else has said anything. I want to thank everybody for coming that came tonight. Thank you guys so much for supporting this show. Please tell people about us, like and share, and know that I will watch this show here in a minute. I'm going to watch it and answer comments while I'm watching it. So if you want to watch it with me, come right back in 10 minutes. I'll be here watching it with you, and you can talk to me then. If you have any ideas for next week's show, things you'd like to see, please put them in the comments. I'd love your ideas. This show is for you guys. Everything I do is for you guys. So if you got any suggestions on any of my shows for things you'd like to see, comment and let me know, because I want to do things that are good for you so that you'll want to share them and that you like what you're getting here and that you keep coming back. I want you guys to keep coming back. I want to give you something that you like, and I want you to keep coming back, and I want you to be able to share it. I always want to give you quality product. All right, thank you guys so much for coming. This has been Conspiracy Theories and Chill with Sean. I will see you